It's turned into postmodernism, which is Marxism under a new guise. The postmodern thought is not only left-wing disguised, but it's also nihilistic, and that's actually the other problem that the death of God produces. One is, okay, I don't have a religious foundation, I don't have any foundation under my feet to buttress my moral claims, or even to sort of help me determine what life is worth in the face of tragedy. So I need something to replace that, and then poof, that's the state, which is a really bad replacement. Because if you think God's bad, like, you just try Stalin on for size for a while. And Mao as well, you know, and Hitler as well. It's not like this was a phenomenon that was only linked to one, say, culture of people. Everybody became susceptible to it, and the same murderous thing happened every time people tried that. So it was China, Cambodia, Vietnam, like wherever the communists got into power, man, people died by the hundreds of thousands.
Okay, so in this video, Jordan Peterson is continuing on this vein of Nietzsche and what the implications were of Nietzsche saying that God is dead. What he basically means here is that without God, then we're going to have to fill in his shoes, because apart from whether God really exists or not, the concept of God gives structure to the world. And if we don't believe in some external something that created us and perhaps assesses us and that we have to do good in order to progress and do well and be appreciated and go to a good place and so on after death, then you have nihilism, you have no belief in anything, and that tends to result in things like hedonism. And in this particular clip, he's talking about the political side, that without a belief in a transcendent religious ideal, there is a tendency towards putting the state in the position of God. And that's basically a major, major mistake. And we can also see that throughout history. Apart from what he's talking about here is obviously that communism and authoritarianism in general is a disaster. But even if you go through the history of humanity, there was a long period of time where church and state were one, and there was always endless wars. And so basically, like oil and water don't mix, religion and the state don't mix, and ideology and the state don't mix. We should have a secular state and a practical state rather than an ideological driven one. And it's much easier to say that we believe in God and let's get on with being a democracy than to try and replace God with some authoritarian ideal, which never works out in reality.